to Stockology, Getting Started with the Stock Market, chapter number 3. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the trend. What are different trends? Trends. Firstly, let us understand what is trend. Trend is nothing but a directional movement of the price that remains in effect long enough to be identified. Basically, there are three types of trends: uptrend, downtrend, and the sideways trend, or it is also called as range bound trend. Now, let us understand how do we identify different trend. As the name suggests, uptrend means the direction is up. The downtrend means direction is down. The first way to identify trend is visually. Looking at the chart, if you see if the price is moving up, you can clearly call it as a uptrend. If you see the prices are dropping down, the trend is supposed to be downtrend. Another method to identify trend is using trend lines, using line charts, and using moving averages. Let us go on to the charts to see how do we identify different trends. So right in front of me I have this TradingView chart of Reliance Industries monthly chart, and this is the candlestick pattern chart what we are seeing. Looking at the chart, it is like a graph, and you will notice the prices are going up. So the Reliance trend is clearly uptrend. If I uh, show another chart which is Reliance Infrastructure, you will notice this graph is exactly opposite. So this kind of trend where the prices are dropping down is called as downtrend. And there is one more kind of trend which is sideways. This kind of trend is such that prices are neither going upward nor they are going downward, either they are in stuck in the range. So such kind of trend where the price action is sideways is called as sideways or a range bound trend. So these are basically three trends. Now as we have seen, there is one method visual by which you can identify trend. Another method was a simpler one. In this candles setting, if you drop down and get the line chart, you will see the candles chart is now getting converted into line chart. That's a very simple method to use to identify the trend. In the line chart, you will clearly see that the Reliance Industries is in uptrend, whereas Reliance Infrastructure is in the downtrend. There is one method which is also known as trend line method, in which what you have to do is in the tools you have to select this trend line and start drawing from the extreme bottom till the extreme low. So if the slope of the trend line is downward, you can call this trend as a downtrend. So that is also one of the methods to use to identify trend. And last, indicator based method. So in the indicator, if you drop down and click on to moving average, you will see different options in which you have to click on moving average exponential. Once you click on to this, you have to select one EMA, that is exponential moving average 50 value, and you will notice the slope of the EMA, if it is down, it is supposed to be in the downtrend. If the slope is upward, let us say another chart which is HDFC Bank monthly chart, and if you will notice that slope of EMA is upward, that clearly indicates that it's in the uptrend. So these are different methods by which you can identify different trends. Price is basically determined by interaction of supply and demand, and when demand increases, price goes up. When demand decreases, prices goes down. So this is how the trends get developed. It is all based on the supply and demand. One of the factors that determines supply and demand is buyer and seller expectations, and these expectations result from human decisions and emotions. Those are greed, fear, and hope. Basically, if there is greed in the market, that's where the buyers get aggressive and they push the prices higher, making it as a uptrend. Similarly, if the supply is more or the seller is anxious, He would like to sell, and that is where the prices start dropping and the downtrend emerges. There is one more classification which is based on the period point: primary trend, secondary trend, short term trend, and intraday trend. So let us come on to the charts to see how this trend we can divide. So now this is a monthly time frame on HDFC Bank, and the overall monthly time frame trend is called as primary trend, and in this case the primary trend of this HDFC Bank is clearly uptrend. But you will notice in this overall chart there were times where even prices have dropped down. So if you go on to weekly time frame, you will notice for the certain period even prices were dropping down, and for the short time period the trend had changed into the downtrend. These kind of intermediate trend are called as secondary trend. Then there is one more kind of trend which is on the daily time frame. All this short term trend is measured in days. So in this even shorter time frame you will see there is mixed kind of trend. So there is some uptrend and there are some downtrends. So these are called short term trend. Likewise there are intraday trends which are measured in minutes. So you have this 15 minutes time frame and also you have this hourly time frame. So on this time frame you will see there are also different time frame, different trends. For example, for certain period, for this time the price action was sideways, then there was a uptrend, also again there was a downtrend. So you will see mixed kind of trend in this shorter time frame. But let us keep it simple. For the investor's point of view, the primary trend is more important. So, for investors to make profit out of any investment, one has to see that the primary trend, that is the monthly time frame of any security or stock, has to be uptrend. That is when the investors will make money. Okay. Coming on to the next, trend change. Trend never remains in a single straight line. Trend change do occur occasionally. So that means uptrend can change into downtrend and downtrend can change into sideways or uptrend. So there is a pattern which can decide whether the trend changes there or not, that we are going to learn in the upcoming chapters. Finally, the trend. Trend is your friend. Always trade with the reference to the trend. Especially for the investors, if you are looking for any profitable investor, you have to be aligned with the trend of the direction of the trend, and you have to see if the stock is in the uptrend on the monthly time frame. Lastly, just to summarize, there is a quick questionnaire. So there is a question for all of you: which trend is beneficial for the investors to make profit? Uptrend, downtrend, or sideways trend? So what you have to do is type your answers in the comment and stay tuned for the next chapters. Thank you.